Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Project Zomboid is one of my favourite games, providing an extremely challenging survival experience. The new update for Zomboid has made the game even more challenging, so to help both new players and veterans returning to the Zomboid experience like myself, I have a list of 5 simple tips I've learned from my brief time playing the new update. The first tip comes from Don Trotter, a fellow Zomboid expert and a watcher of my channel, and he pointed out that stealth is critical now. Project Zomboid has always encouraged a quiet approach, with players encouraged to sneak around zombies wherever possible. However, with the new update to Zomboid, your undead foes are even more dangerous. In addition to tiptoeing past foes, players can now enter a stealth mode by using the C button to crouch. While it will slow your movement speed, your chance of being spotted by zombies is greatly decreased, and you will find that moving will attract a lot less attention in your looting runs. While running may sometimes be necessary, be aware that this now attracts far more attention, and zombies will come and chase you from far and wide, so try and keep this to a minimum. Many players, including myself, don't use the stealth mechanics enough, so don't forget to take advantage of this new feature. Tip number 2. Don't ever fight more than one zombie at a time. Yes, I know this tip seems obvious, but many players, including myself, have become far more comfortable with fighting multiple zombies at once. In fact, many experienced players can fight 2 or 3 zombies barehanded in the old build. The new update to Zomboid means that zombies are far more effective at scratching and biting players, making them far more of a threat. Try to draw out a single zombie from a crowd and fight them by pushing them to the ground and attacking their head with a stomp or with your weapon of choice. Shots to the body will do little damage, so make sure that you make every hit count. Another fantastic tip, if you absolutely must fight 2 zombies at once, is to push one of them to the ground, stand over the top of them, effectively pinning them down and allowing you to finish them off at your leisure. Tip number 3. Pay attention to your clothing. They say clothes maketh the man, and clothing is now far more useful in Project Zomboid. Not only does it give you protection from the elements, certain types of clothing will give you environmental protection from cuts and scratches, as well as protection from zombie attacks as well. When picking up a new item of clothing, make sure to check the protection value against different types of damage. And don't forget that you can wear multiple layers of clothing along with head protection and gloves to protect your hands. Just be mindful that wearing too much clothes will overheat you, and you may need to remove them from time to time. Much like everything in Project Zomboid, clothing does wear out over time, so make sure to check the condition of your clothes and replace them when necessary. Pay especially close attention to your shoes, as you'll find they wear out first, as you'll be doing a lot of walking. Finally, clothing will get dirty from use and can get covered in blood. Zombies are an easy source of new clothes, but try and pick clothing that's clean. I also recommend you keep an eye out for bars of soap, because you can use these to clean your clothing, because you want to keep that armor minty fresh in the apocalypse. Tip number 4. Weapons aren't all created equal. In the previous version of Project Zomboid, any stabbing weapon such as a knife was the quickest and most effective way of dispatching the undead. However, the new version of Zomboid has overhauled the weapon system entirely. Weapons are now found more commonly throughout Muldraugh, with a majority found on the corpses of the undead. You will find zombies with knives and even axes sticking out of their bodies, and these can be taken after you kill them. However, a key thing to remember is that weapons will wear out even faster in the new update and require constant replacement. Knives are now very weak and are best used for finishing off zombies that you have pushed to the ground. If you are looking for a durable, reliable weapon, then a good pick is the griddle or frying pan. They do excellent damage and will last a very long time. Hand axes are also excellent in combat, but you should try and save these for cutting down trees. If you do cut down some trees and convert them into planks with a saw, you can use wooden planks as a reliable weapon, as the new update has made these more durable, and they can be upgraded to spiked planks if you have a few spare nails. Tip number 5. Look for tools in unlikely places. Players previously would be forced to raid warehouses to find the tools needed for survival. However, with the new version of Project Zomboid, there are some new ways you can get your hands on what you will need to farm and build. This is especially important now as warehouses are often infested by the undead and will be very dangerous to loot. Certain zombies have the chance to carry axes, saws and shovels, so make sure you check zombie corpses. Additionally, cars now have the chance of containing tools in the trunk, with certain vehicles such as police cruisers containing firearms. Make sure you also check the passenger seats and glove boxes of unlocked cars for vital supplies. If all else fails, don't forget you can create makeshift tools out of stone if you spend some time foraging in the woods surrounding Muldraugh. And that's it for my tips and tricks for the new version of Project Zomboid. I hope you found these useful, and as I play more Zomboid, I will be sure to pass on more tips and tricks to make your experience in the Wasteland a little bit safer. If you have any useful tips and tricks you'd like to share, please let me know, because I love to hear from you all. Until next time, Skill Incarnate, out.